All right, we are recording. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. We're super excited. We have a little group up today. So we've got the Team Freedom family and the Good Vibe Tribe and others. So thank you, everybody, for being here. This is really awesome to see so many faces. I am very excited about our call tonight. And I think it's funny, Kimberly, that you're here talking about this, because this has been a huge area that you have helped me to grow in. We've challenged and been with each other through like a lot. We've both coached pretty much the same amount of time, but it's funny because you're never done, y'all. Like, you're never done. Your belief is always being refined. The minute you think you've hit a good spot, get ready. And it's not in a negative. It's like, you almost have to learn to face it like, oh, here we go, But, so Kimberly and I met on a cruise, Success Club cruise that I got to go on. And it was so fun being in person with her. And just, I don't know, back then I wasn't really sure who I was. I was trying to figure that out. I don't know if anybody can identify with that. And it was fun because I felt like I could be myself with her, and Matthew was hilarious. And like, we hung out with Kessa, and Jennifer Wood was there. And like, it was a smaller kind of group at the time. And it just had me feel like, okay, if these people care about me just being who I am, I should start being who I am. But I was always nervous about it. And she's always been the person that has really helped speak truth into me. And just like, I'll never forget. It was like 2 Christmases ago. She sent me, my word of the year was made new last year. And it was right before she sent me a little, I still have the envelope, y'all. I'm such a pearl packer. But it said like, okay, I'm just making sure y'all hop on if you could mute, just because I'll chase the noisy squirrel. But the envelope that she sent said, I just wish you could see you how we see you. And I just cried in happiness, because I knew, like, I'm seen and loved, and I want to learn that. And that is belief. Like, it's not pride to believe in yourself. It's not pride to be confident. And even later that year, I had a lot of changes happen, and talking with her in summer, and promptly I got on a Zoom that was supposed to be a group Zoom, and it just ended up the 3 of us. And I was telling them how I was just wrestling, feeling stuck. And they both said to me, like, you just need to work on confidence. And I'm like, well, how do I be confident? And they're like, you have 7 kids and you're awesome. You need to embrace it. And I was like, and I share this tonight because I talked to her and I said, I think this is just something that she has a gift of this. Like, we all have different gifts. And Kimberly, one of the gifts she has is she's very positive. She does not blow sunshine in your face. Like, it's genuine. And she loves you enough to not let you stay stuck. And she's done that for me. And so, I told her, like, how am I going to introduce you? She's my super fun friend who always has like beautifully fun curly hair and sassy eyelashes and the coolest clothes ever. And she comes up with the funnest games ever. And but also, like, you can dig in with faith, and you can dig in with life, and you can just be real. And she's also a coach who has an amazing team with some stars and some SC points and some, trips and all of the razzle dazzle. And she's going to share a little more of that. But I'm just excited. And I want y'all to just, if you're a challenger here, if you're a coach, like, God has a plan for you, and it's not to beat yourself up. And my hope tonight is that some things that she shares does what it did for me. He really used her, and he does still, to like challenge me in a good way to let go and let the truth in. So I'm going to hand it over.
Well, that was like the best introduction. I think when the call's over, like, does everyone just feel better about themselves? Like, so sweet for you to invite me to do this. And Kelly invited me and I let her choose the topic. I was like, what do you want me to talk about? Because I think other people can kind of pick out our strengths better than we can sometimes. So that's a bonus tip right there. That's not even in my notes. Ask other people what they love about you. Those are your strengths. Those are things that you can grow. Those are things that you can continue to give people. And those are things that you probably don't even see in yourself. Like, I definitely, when I started coaching 6 years ago, wasn't like, oh, I'm like the most positive person, I should talk on belief. And that's something I'm going to talk about. Like, the person that you want to be, the person that you are born to be, you're probably not that person right now. And that's not to be mean, but I'm going to kind of give you some tools to step into who that person is. Okay. So just quick 1 minute about me. my name is Kimberley Wilcox. I've been a coach for 6 years. I do have some stars by my names. I do have lots of Success Club points, and those are none of the things that I wanted Kelly to talk about in the bio. Like I should be here. I believe I should be here, and I believe all of you guys should be too. And I have 3 boys. They are 13, about to turn 14, 12, and 10. I've been coaching for 6 years, so remember that when I started, I try to look back and I'm like, I did have a 4-year-old when I started. I did have a 5-year-old when I started. I did have a 7-year-old when I started. Like, I remember that really busy. I didn't have a newborn. I work with a lot of people that have no newborns. If you're on Kelly's team, you probably have one. Raise your hand if you have a newborn. Like, all of Kelly's team has a newborn. And that's great. Like, I know that that's a difficult time. I do want to tell you guys that before Beachbody, I ran my own business too. I actually ran a chocolate business for 7 years, and the two overlapped for quite a few years. So when my youngest was 6 months, and they're all 18 months apart, I was like, hey, I want to do something. I want to do something. And I feel like that's a lot of our team and your heart. You have that yearning to kind of do something. And you guys are not all on here and who's watching the recording on our team. And I promise you, it's not going to be all about coaching, because belief is about everyone listening. Are you a challenger? Are you working on your weight loss journey, your fitness journey, your coaching journey, your momhood journey, your relationship with your husband journey, your best friend journey, whatever it is, it really has a lot to start with, or all to start with, who you believe yourself to be and who you want to become. Okay. I opened the chat, not because I can read them all and answer questions or anything, but I wanted to add one little tip too. I made my best friends through this community in this little chat bar on team calls just like this, looking at all these different faces and not knowing. Like, some of my best friends would be like, I was on a team call once and I had a Virginia Tech hoodie on. So I live in Virginia now. I'm actually moving to Florida this summer, which is a big, exciting move for us. So I'm excited about that. Mute ladies on point. But someone wrote me and they were like, oh, Virginia Tech, did you go there? And I was like, no, my husband did. I actually went to Texas A&M. We started this whole conversation. Her husband had gone to Virginia Tech. She's one of my best friends. Like, this happened years and years ago on a team call just like this. I encourage you to see, like, who's chatting, who's asking questions, who do you have stuff in common with? And it might not be on this call, but if you guys involve yourself in group calls like this that are at your access all the time, you're going to make some really good relationships, not just by being at events, which is crazy. We met on our very first Success Club trip so many years ago. I'm about to get on another cruise in a couple days. So, all right, so let's dive in before it's like 10 o'clock and you guys are like, I'm never doing this again. I promise to make it as quick as possible, but I have so many great notes, so we'll just take it from there. So we're here to talk about mindset and belief. I do have notes, so if I'm looking down, I apologize. But really creating your breakthrough year ahead. And you're like, oh, it's already March. And if you're a person like me, maybe you're like, it's already March. Like, I gotta wait till next January. I can't do anything now. I'm going to encourage you guys to pick up the book called 12-Week Year. Kind of changed my life a couple years ago, because every 12 weeks I feel like I have a new fresh start, and that's April 1st, and that's right around the corner. So this is perfect timing. But every quarter, you don't need a Monday, you don't need a new month, you don't need anything to change your life. You could do it anytime you want. You could do it 3 p.m. on a Wednesday. I don't care. You can make a choice and you can make a step forward in the right direction. I am big on making a 1% change. Like, I'm big on progress equals perfection. You'll hear progress over perfection. You'll hear all those little catchphrases, but you're going to hear me say the word believe and mindset and thought process a lot. And if you really start to believe that, like, if I drink 1% more water today, if I eat 1% more veggies today, if I have 1% more positive outlook today, I believe my life will be better. And I'm living proof that it really will be. So these are the little simple steps that I'm going to encourage you guys to do. So 12-week year, let's do it, guys. April 1st, the next quarter, like, what can we do? So I want you guys to start by setting goals that are meaningful for you, that inspire you to take consistent action and create real and lasting change in your life. And that sounds big and glorious, but it's what I just said just a few seconds ago. Like, what are those little things that will add up to that. Like, you don't have to change everything at once. A lot of people on here are going to be doing the ultimate portion fix. A lot of challengers are doing that. A lot of coaches are doing that. I love if you've even started to dive into the videos, the very few first videos, she's like, don't use the containers yet. Like, just stop, just slow down. Like, just stop. Like, what can we do first? Like, let's just really learn what the containers are. Or I'm really big with people like, let's just drink our water all week. Like, let's just start with one thing. And this can relate to whatever you want. You guys fill in XYZ, talk to each other. Like, if I just have one more date night a month with my husband, that'll move me closer in the direction that I want to be. If I just go on one more girls trip a quarter, that'll make me a happier mom. That'll make me closer to my friends. If I just drink 10 more ounces of water a day, whatever it is, you know, like, just start small and start to build on that. But the breakthrough is creating and accomplishing these little things and experiencing something you previously thought wasn't possible. So you thought, my marriage can't get better. I can't lose the weight. I hear this all the time. I can't lose the weight. I can't lose the weight. It's that word already, which I'm going to touch on next, like just the act of saying I can't, that is holding you back. And that might sound hokey to some of you guys. And some of you guys might be like, this is BS. Like, I can't just think my way into being thin. But I'll walk you through a little thought process that will help you in a minute. But it's previously thought something was not possible for yourself, but it isn't always growth or income or weight loss or something like that. Like I said, it might be relationship. It might be something internal with you. I'll give you a quick example. And I know not everyone is Christian or faith-based, and I'm not going to like go all holy roller on you, I promise. But I know a lot of you guys are, so that's good. But at the same time, years ago, before Beachbody, so I would say, like, let's say 10-year period, you know, I was really struggling in my faith. Like, I lost my father in a car accident years ago. And obviously that's sudden. It was 6 weeks before I was getting married. It was a pivotal point in my future. I didn't have even a great relationship with my dad. So I felt like it was like not good timing. Not that ever is. Like, there was a lot of bad things. And for that next several years after that happened 15 years ago, for the next 5 years, let's say, I really had to pray and kind of step into, like, how can I be closer to God? How can I grow in my faith? Like, little things. And it was very, very little, like getting around people that did, like, really help me, or getting a devotional, which I had never done before in my life, even though I was raised Catholic. Like, you just went to mass and you had a Bible. Like, I didn't do a devotional. But like little things. And I know that kind of feels like off topic, but that was like my thing, where it's like, where is this like little thing that I can start to do and grow? And that took years. It took years. And I'll share a similar story with my weight loss journey and my coaching journey. But this stuff does not happen overnight. Just you being here, which I do believe that you're here for a reason. I do believe that you showed up for a call and the reason. And I will tell you right now that you showed up because you have some kind of belief in yourself that you can do something, that you're probably in your head saying that you can't, but just showing up is half the battle, like maybe more than half the battle. Like, just showing up and wanting to learn and wanting to grow is such a big part of it. So before I go into these steps of how we're going to kind of create this breakthrough year or 12-week year or next quarter, however you want it to be, let me go back to how everything kind of starts in your thoughts or beliefs. Okay. So you can write a little diagram. Sometimes I see it in a circle. Sometimes I see it straight down, but I teach this to all my challengers, or I try to. I post it, and then it gets buried with all these wonderful workout posts. But thoughts and beliefs, it starts with your thoughts and beliefs, which is why we're here. Okay. You have this thought and belief. So let's use an example. And I encourage you to think of one that you probably have in your head. And I will use a real life example of one that, after being a coach for 6 years and having enormous success with our products, and enormous success with Shakeology, and enormous success with Brazilian butt lift 6 years ago, I still have this thought in my head. And that thought and belief, it creeps in, not every day, is that it doesn't matter. If I exercise or not, it doesn't matter. Those 30 minutes don't matter. That's a thought or belief that I have that sneaks in, okay? A thought or belief that you might have, and you can share it, you can write it down, you can be honest with yourself, is that I can't build this business because I'm not extroverted enough. I'm not skinny enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not whatever enough. Or I can't lose the weight because my husband doesn't support me, or my kids don't want to eat healthy. They won't eat vegetables. Or I can't improve my marriage because XYZ. What can't you do because of XYZ? In my head, it starts with that thought or belief that it doesn't matter. Those 30 minutes doesn't matter. And this is what a thought and belief leads to. That's step one. It turns into a feeling. And the feeling is, it doesn't matter if I do it or not. Like, I'm tired. It turns into a feeling of excuses. Like, I don't want to get up early. I don't want to stay up late. I don't want to sacrifice watching Game of Thrones come out again. Like, I don't want to sacrifice that. The thought and belief goes into a feeling. The feelings turns into an action. The action turns into not working out. It started with this thought that it doesn't matter. The action turns into the result. The result is my push-ups go from 10 on my toes to 2 on my toes rather quickly. And I'm like, what? How did that happen? It started with this thought that it doesn't matter, that I'm not getting stronger. But I'll tell you what, the days that I wake up and it does matter, and I say, it matters, it makes a difference. 30 minutes a day adds up to everything in the world. This shake a day keeps my cholesterol down. This shake a day helps me go poo every day. This shake a day helps me have energy at 3 p.m. when I want to eat cheese and crackers, like every day. Like, I have to tell myself that thing, because if I tell myself it doesn't matter, it turns into a feeling of like, F it, I'm going to do what I want. Like, that's the feeling that I have. I'm not going to lie, which turns into the action of not what I should do. My feet are falling asleep. And the result is I don't do what I'm supposed to do. And that compounds. And that's everything, whether you're here as a challenger or here building a business. It's those things, like, if you believe, and I don't think this, I mean, I told challengers, like, hey, if you're on, like, we might talk a little coach talk, but not a lot. But if you guys are a coach, if you think sending 2 invites a day for someone to join you in this journey is like not going to add up and doesn't mean anything, then you're not going to do it. Like, because you already believe it doesn't matter. So just me waking up and knowing, like, hey, I believe I can change someone's life today. And this right here is what makes me a good coach, guys. I wake up and I believe that I can change someone's life today. I believe that I can get someone started on a journey. I believe that I can help someone lose weight. I believe that I can help someone start a business. I believe that I can help someone, like, not have to have a part-time job. I believe that I can help someone, like, ease that financial stress that might be putting a strain on their relationship. And because of that, I have this feeling of, like, I have to do it. I'm so excited because I can't wait to see who that person is, which leads to an action of sending 2 invites, which leads to a result of me hitting my goals month after month after month. Like, I struggle on the fitness side, guys. I'm not going to lie, but I use this same principle on building a business side, and they're exactly the same. So if you can get up and press play and drink your shake and encourage challengers, there's no reason you can't turn that into a business by helping other people. There's no disconnect. And if you feel a disconnect, and you've got to start to journal and write that out and talk to your coach and message me and be like, what is it? Like, what's holding me back? It's fear. It's fear of, probably, this is a whole nother call, but it's fear of what other people probably think of you and what they're going to say or what they're going to do. But it does start with this belief in yourself. Okay, so that's the timeline. Now I'm going to go through, like, a couple steps to creating this breakthrough year. the first step is to have an abundance mindset. So one of the biggest reasons we don't achieve our goals is because we don't believe in them. I think I pretty much just nailed that home a minute ago. Like, we don't believe in them. So if we have this abundance mindset that we're capable of anything, like that we can do anything, you're that much closer of doing it. And I have a really good image on my phone. If I can, I don't even know where my phone went. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay, this is a great example of the timeline that we just kind of went through, and I think this will relate to a lot of you mamas. Okay, so let's go. The belief. Okay, the belief is being a mother is stressful. The thought is I'm too busy for play and rest because I have to do everything. I got to do the laundry. I got to get dinner ready. I got to pick up Johnny from school. Everything's on my shoulders. I got to do everything. The feeling is a stress and overwhelm all the time. The action is you get angry with your kids. You work till midnight every day. You don't get enough rest. Like, everything has to be done before mommy can take a rest. And then and mentally you're like, I do everything. Like, it starts to build up on you, right? The result is weight gain, tension in the body, sore shoulders, don't get everything done. You don't have time to do what you really want. You're upset with your family. The list goes on and on and on. That's an example of this whole process that I'm showing you. So let me show you just a change in mindset. How about if you woke up every morning and you said, I am worthy. I actually have my I am enough shirt on. Like, I don't know if you can see it. I thought that was great too. I put it on today. Now I've been thinking about it. I am enough. I am worthy. I am valuable. I am equal to everyone in God's eyes. It leads to this thought of I love and accept myself. I know who I am and I receive that. A feeling of relaxed, forgiving, tolerant, grounded, playful, in control. These are words that I would use to describe myself, guys. I'm very peaceful the majority of the time. We all have that 80-20 rule, whether it's for like enjoying our treats or even our own personality, but this is who I am most of the time. And I think it's because I wake up with this belief of like, I'm enough. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to control what I can control. I can't control other people. And we're going to roll with it. It leads to actions of I speak up for myself. I feel empowered. I take risks. I try new things. And results are I live a more fulfilled, productive, confident lifestyle, healthy weight, energy, vitality, all from what you started your beliefs with. If you wake up and you say, this is hard, your whole day is going to be hard. If you wake up and say, this is stressful, your whole day is going to be stressful. When people tell me like, so hard to drink water, it's not. I've never had cancer. I have lots of loved ones, unfortunately, who have. Fighting cancer is hard. Drinking 80 ounces of water is not hard. Like, get your water bottle, fill it up, and sip up. Making a shake is not hard. People that tell me, you know, I don't have time to make a shake. I had a real life conversation with a challenger yesterday, and I'm not offending her or not talking behind her back. Jessica, if you watch this, hello. And I called her out. She said she didn't have time to make a shake. I said, I will record me making my shake tomorrow and send it to you if you want me to prove that it takes 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I will do that for you. And she's like, no, I believe you. I made my shake today. I was like timing myself. I was like, come on, guys. You don't have 2 minutes and 30 seconds? Yes, you do. Take care of yourselves. You've got time to do it. And it's no different for you coaches on here that don't have time to send 2 invites, because I can do that in 30 seconds. That's less than making a shake. You could send the invites while you're making the shake and say, take a video of your shake and say, girl, you want to do this with me? This stuff is good. Like, I feel great. Like, you want to do this with me? No excuses. These are things that are simple and easy, and they just have to be done consistently. And you got to wake up with that belief and that attitude in yourself that you're like making a difference in your own body and in other people's, depending on the situation. If we're going to take this to relationships, it can totally be about like how long it takes to send your husband a sweet text or send him a sweet note, or, you know, tell him. Those are things that seem hard just because mentally they might be hard if you're in a tough place, but they don't take any time. They definitely don't take any time. And those things build on each other. So I wrote down a few things that I would recommend as far as reading, but this one just popped in my head is like, has anyone ever done The Love Dare, that book? You have, Sarah? Yeah, a long time ago I did it. But it's kind of something that you do with your spouse, not knowing you're doing, and like just thoughtful things to do for them every day. And I'm not gonna lie, some of them are challenging. You're like, I don't really want to do that. He kind of pissed me off today. I don't want to do that, but it's still a good challenge. Okay, so first step, abundance mindset. When you're creating goals, you must learn not to operate from your circumstances, but create your goals from your possibilities. This is a really, really good point I want to drive home. You can't say, like, I can't lose weight because I never have before. That's like your circumstances, you know? Or I've been a coach for so long, like I haven't had any success. Like I'm not good at this. Like I've done it. I love you guys that are like, I've done it for 3 months. I'm not good at this. I'm like, what? I made like $40 my first 5 months. Like, come on now. Like there's a decision when you decide like, okay, I'm really going to do this. Or there's like kind of this shift, like you've been trying and nothing's happening, but all of a sudden, like it's kind of this snowball. It's like the pumping the well effect. Or I heard it in this book that I'm reading right now about getting the boulder over the hill. It's like pushing a boulder up the hill. And when you stop, if you've ever been in a Spartan race, I totally have. Like, that's like the one competitive athletic thing I've done, by the way. So I'm totally making fun of myself. But if you're I probably pushed a boulder up during that competition. I just blocked it out. If you're pushing a boulder up the hill and you stop, like you might have to take a few steps back. And if you like let the boulder go, like, cause you're like, I don't really want to do this anymore. Like you have to start over. And if you're pumping a well, it starts out really slow and it starts to trickle. Weight loss and fitness is the same way. Like so many people start a fitness program and like after 3 weeks, or maybe not 3 weeks if you're doing 21-day fix, because then you have these amazing results. But after a week or two, you're like, I'm still so sore and I still haven't lost a lot of weight. And I'm like, it's been 2 weeks. Like, come on now. And you're building a business. Like you can't build a business in 2 weeks. Like we expect these microwave results. Again, a totally different call, but like we expect this instant gratification as a nation and as individuals and as whatever, like the upcoming millennials, like they just want everything to feel good and everything happen really fast. And I love you millennials, like if you're on the call, like, but like we're all like that now. Like we're all like, I just want it now. I want it fast. I want it instant, right? I got off on a tangent there. Sorry. So I'll repeat that line. When creating goals, you must learn not to operate from your circumstances, but create your goals from possibilities. And this leads me to a good topic from this book that I'm reading called Build to Last. Some of you might have read it, but he starts to talk about this kind of concept. This is they kind of blend together, about helping people visualize where they want to be. So you can't visualize like where you were. Yay, Sarah. You don't visualize where you were. Like you don't visualize like, hey, this is where I was after I gave birth to like my 10th baby, Kelly, or whatever. Just kidding. You don't say like, this is where I was and this is where I'm going to stay. You're like, where do I want to go? Like, so really diving into the process of visualization. And if you guys have never studied that or gotten into meditation, that's okay. That's a process. That's something that's long, I kind of have to practice that. It doesn't come naturally to me. I'm not the person that's like, close my eyes and can meditate or do yoga forever. I'll fall asleep. Like I like to stretch. Yoga day 2 stretch. That's my favorite. Like I just put that on repeat. I never get to day 3. But if you start to visualize like where you want to be, I do it like I do it. And this is kind of funny that this is coming up. I have done this visualization for years where I've always thought like, hey, it would be really cool if like Matthew had a job that he got up to and didn't have to go to work. Like we could have coffee together and maybe do a workout together. And then he could help me get the kids to school, like kind of like a more relaxed morning. And Matthew just got that job. Like he's been looking for that job for years. Like, and we've been told no years, and he's been like passed over for jobs, and he made a really big move and is he left a company that he's been with for 20 years to start a brand new career and to move our family to a new state. Like, it's a really big change, but I have been visualizing that, and that's what's going to happen. Like, he works from home 50% of the time, and he'll travel with 50%, which is a lot. Like, this was our first week him traveling, and I carpooled a lot at night, and that's okay, because when the week that he was home, like, we had coffee together, and we like he took the kids to school, and like, it was this visualization where I was like, I have been visualizing that happening. So don't rule that out as like a really big part of your belief in what can happen. Like, visualize what, like, I like this line, what will it feel like when you achieve it? Your goal. What is your goal? Whether it's physical or business or relationship, what will it feel like when you achieve it? Who will you have become? What changes will you have made in your life? What will you have to have had gone through to get there? We went through, I mean, and Kelly knows this. I've been in a text thread with her for many years, and many years of frustrations of like, he's getting passed over, and this is not where we want to be, and this is not what we want to do, and he didn't get the job, or we did get a job offer like a year ago, and it wasn't enough money, and it's just like this constant battle where it's like, it's just never going to happen, but I kept visualizing it, right? So start to ask you those questions, and start to not just write it down, but to visualize it. I'm not good at journaling. I'm not good at visualizing. Like, these things take practice, but they do work. I promise you they do work. So the next thing is, can I do this, is the wrong question. A lot of people, you guys probably are asking yourself that. You started Ultimate Portion Fix. Can I do this? Like, you start to watch the videos, and you're like, I mean, I'll just talk for myself. I start to watch the videos, and I'm like, Lordy, Kimberly, can you do this? Can you like follow this program? Can you follow all the rules? Can you fill out the tracker? Can you fill out the containers? Can you do this? You start a business. You might feel a little overwhelmed. Can I put myself out there on social media? Can I invite people to join me? Can I deal with rejection? Can I deal with questions and objections? It's not like that you're scared anyone will say yes or even say no. It's like when they ask you questions, you're like, well, crap, I don't know the answer to that. Like that unknowing feeling, right? So, but most people who are asking themselves, can I do this? He says, people are asking themselves, do I have what it takes? Is it going to work for me? Am I wasting my time? Those are the wrong questions with anything in life, like anything you're questioning yourself. The right question for you is to ask, am I willing to do what it takes to become the person I need to become? The reality is that you can't do it right now as who you are. So the person you are right now can't build a six-figure business. The person you are right now can't lose 50 pounds. Like you're set in habits that aren't going to get you there. So are you willing to become the person you need to be? Are you willing to be the person that gets up a little earlier to do their workout? Are you willing to be the person who buys a gallon of water jug a day to make sure that they drink it? Are you the person who is going to buy a notepad and whatever? I have like a million notepads here, but a notebook, and you're like, I am going to write 2 names down in here every day of people that I want to connect with, or I did add as a friend, or whatever it is for your goal. And that can get really deep, obviously, with relationships, but you can't do it with your current level of skills. And that's why you're here. That's why you're on this call, because you want to get better. So I really, really applaud you guys for getting on the call or listening to the recording or inviting someone that it might benefit after we end the call. Like, hey, listen to this, like, because they want to get better too. Like, knowledge is power. That's why I love these new programs and new certifications. Like, a lot of people fell in love with 2B mindset, and they're like, I'm not doing the containers. I'm like, listen, more knowledge, more power to me. Like, the more I know, the more I can teach, the more I can learn, the better I get. Like that's my theory on learning, period. But this leads you to affirmations. Again, could be a full call of like, I can, do XYZ. I will do XYZ. I am capable of achieving XYZ. And those are things that take time. A great tip from a fellow coach of mine, Stephanie Griffin, who I use this all the time, is when we're using thoughts, beliefs, actions, that whole thing, we're always self-coaching ourselves through that. But one of the things, well, let me read this because I already lost my train of thought. But one of the things we talk about is like, sometimes it's hard to go from like, I love, like someone that hates their body to I love my body, like to start an affirmation, like I love my body, or I love myself, or to wake up and say, I'm an amazing leader, or even some of you guys, it's hard for you to say that you're an amazing mother, even though you are, otherwise you wouldn't have been given these children and working as hard as you work. I know you are. But sometimes it's hard to say that. So sometimes instead of having to say like, I love my body, we have to start a little backwards. We don't have to start with I hate my body, because that would be a negative thought, right? That would be a negative way to start the day. But I can start off by saying, I have a body. I have the gift to move. I have the gift to walk. I have the gift to do a squat. I have the gift to pick up some weights. I have a body that is healthy. You know, I have a body that allows me to do a lot of things. And just that thought process of like how blessed I am. I say that gratitude is the gateway drug to motivation. Like that, how blessed I am. It's like, I better move it. I'm blessed to have this body. I better move it. And that'll slowly turn into, I love this body. Like, I love how strong it is. I love what it does for me. I love that it responds to good food. I love that it responds to push-ups and sit-ups and whatever ridiculous moves Autumn is going to make us do. I'm watching some of these daily moves from the new program coming out, the Meltdown 100 or whatever, Morning Meltdown 100, whatever it's called. Kristen Sharp sends us like a move of the day that she's doing with Greg in the test group. And today's move, I'm like, oh no, hell no, that is not day 4. Are you kidding me? Like, we're about to die, everyone. Like, she's like doing a push-up with her leg up and like plyometrics jumping. I'm like, it's day 4. Like, what is she trying to do? Jericho, you're going to kill us. So let's just get through 21 Day Fix and Extreme before we worry about that one. But it's crazy. Okay. I know I'm already over on time. I apologize. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to go through this, and then even though I could talk for longer, I'm going to wrap it up in the next 5 minutes because I don't want to keep you guys all night. Okay, so I said the abundance mindset. So number 2 is to have a success mindset. So 1, abundance mindset, 2, success mindset. It's a major problem for most people. I'm sorry, I said have a success mindset. It's not have a success mindset, but I'm going to explain. Okay, so a success mindset is having like income goals and wanting a certain amount of money, or losing a certain amount of weight, or having a rake advancement, or like being able to quit a job, or to be able to buy a material possession like a new purse, which I totally want to do right now, but that's a success mindset. And it's not what we want to do. And let me explain why. So there's nothing wrong with wanting these things. You can have them. They're goals. Totally great to write down as goals. But if it's all that's driving you is like a number on the scale or a number in your bank account, at the end of the day, it's just not going to be enough. And I think we talk a lot about this with challengers, and that's why you kind of need a deeper why than like, I want to be a size 6, or I want to weigh 130 pounds, or whatever it is, because that doesn't necessarily keep you from eating the junk or indulging or making the wrong choices or skipping the workout. Because when the workout comes, you just say, oh, I'm fine weighing 140. I'm fine being a size 8. Like, you kind of justify it to yourself if you just have these kind of success goals. So like, there's nothing wrong with having those, but they're not just necessarily like the deeper why that you need. So the solution for this is turning that success mindset of XYZ is my success into a service mindset. Okay. So that's the goal, is this service mindset. So let's focus on what you can give through this journey rather than what you can get. Sure, you might get a 6-pack and you might get into your favorite dress, or you might get $1,000 paycheck, or you might get whatever it is, your XYZ you're trying to get. But what can you give through this process? And you 100% do not have to be a coach to give back as a challenger. One of the things that we really encourage, especially we're doing a little March challenge, and one of the things that we encourage is for people to recognize someone every day, to comment on their posts, to like tag them or to celebrate them or to encourage them in some way. And that could just be me writing on Kelly's post, like, girl, you are crushing it. Like, I see you showing up every day, or this recipe looks amazing. Where did you get that? Like, building relationships, that's part of giving back. That's like a service mindset. And that's like, the more you give, the more you get. And you're like, I don't see how me posting on more people's stuff or engaging in a group more is going to help me lose weight more. But it will. Like, it absolutely will. I have 6 years of proof. The people that show up and engage and form relationships in the group have the most success. And it might not even be that success piece I was just saying. It might not be that success on a scale. It's this bigger success. It's this belief in themselves that they matter and that what they're doing is good and that they're like giving back to mankind. Like, it just causes this huge ripple effect where it's like, the more they believe in themselves, that's when you start to have better relationships with your husband, and you start to treat your children better, and your friendships blossom. Like, I made friends as a new coach. Like, I met Kelly very early on, and I have great friendships from coaching, but I will tell you that they've just gotten stronger and stronger through this journey of personal development. And personal development is not reading a book for 10 minutes a day. It's picking up a book and applying it and teaching it to someone. So yeah, I'm reading this book, but the best way for me to apply it to my life is to teach it to you, to teach it to someone. Like, that's why I'm like, okay, what can I teach them from like what I'm doing right now? Because it's fresh on my mind. It helps me to apply it better to my life. So, I already said that gratitude is the gateway drug to motivation. There's just a few sources that I wanted to give you guys as far as things that have really helped me in this whole journey of mindset and belief. If you guys listen to podcasts, or even if not, you can find them on blogs. Dr. Caroline Leaf is amazing. She is a neuroscientist. Like, she's a brain doctor. That's how I would say it. She's a doctor of the brain. She's also Christian, so she kind of combines the two, and it's amazing. And she really does talk about anyone on here that struggles with like depression or anxiety, or even her blog today was about addictive personalities, the myth behind that. That's something, and I was like, oh, she is totally calling me out before this call. I always have said, like, I have an addictive personality, but if I can be addicted to wine and gambling and bad choices, then why can't I be addicted to like building a business, getting up early and working out, making healthy choices? Like, we don't get to choose. Like, we were all designed to be addicted to God. But anyways, I won't get into that. So anyway, she's amazing, Dr. Caroline Leaf, and she's from like New Zealand. So if you listen to her podcast, she's this great soothing voice that you'll fall in love with. And then I love the Life School Coach with Brooke Castillo. She has every topic over the sun. And if you were just to Google the Life School Coach Brooke, and then whatever topic, like belief, confidence, it could be business, it could be like fear, it could be selling, it could be whatever it is. Like, she'll have something on everything, and it's fabulous. So those are two of my like go-to sources. But I think that's it. Like, unless there's any like burning questions or whatever.
You're so awesome. If y'all have any questions, type them in the chat. We can just hang out all night. I mean, I can't go on the cruise, but I got my glass of wine if you want to go grab them. I
know, me too. I start like talking so fast that I have like dry mouth. I'm like, I need my water. I have like, I'll just Shakeology. I'm like, I should have a bottle of water here. I could have drank a gallon, but then I'd be like burping.
Right.
This book is good too. This is more for building your business, build to last. But any challengers on here listening, like I have tons of resources when it comes to great books for your. I just sent a book. I was seeing if it was around here. I just sent a book to a challenger that would help her. But anyways. So.
No, it's good. I just finished it on Sunday and I really liked it a lot. And I think it like so much of what you said, it's so good, y'all. Like you go back, listen again, look at your notes. Like I will tell you, recognizing, like, I mean, we should do a whole call on fear, fear of rejection or fear of like what others think are two big fears. But I think that if you can discover, like, when you start to take action, expect resistance is all I would say. And know that that's why you need people around you. Like I still have days I text Sarah and say, I feel like my life is falling apart and I'm a horrible mom. And I want to like just scream and run around, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm having a rough day. But the difference now is, even though I'm feeling those because of the work I've done and the prayer I've put into it and the people I'm around, I know that's a BS lie. But I still sometimes have days I have, like you said, like these, it won't matter. Like I still have those, if people really knew you, like, cause forever I didn't let people in. I thought I did, but I didn't, cause I was afraid of being rejected. And so the only thing I would say to be afraid of is being isolated and not growing. That's gotta be the worst, And so I love all that you shared. And
that's the beauty of this community though, Kelly. Like, don't you think when we make ourselves vulnerable and we get to know each other and we really lean in and we do those things like Kimberly was saying, when you comment on other people's posts and you share what's working and what you're afraid of and what you're afraid to post because it wasn't perfect, and then people rally around you. And I mean, I say that all the time. We all have the information. Everybody knows you're supposed to eat your vegetables and drink your water. That's not rocket science. But the difference is letting people pull you back when you start to nosedive off the cliff because you've made one mistake that makes you think, oh, well, see, I can't do this.
Mm-hmm.
I can't make the change. See, I ate a cookie. It's over. I'm done.
Yeah. I saw a post today that said, when you succeed and your friends don't clap, like, take a look at who your friends are. Like, you need to be surrounded by people that are constantly cheering you on. That doesn't mean they can't kind of call you out and kind of help you rewrite your story. Because if Kelly's ever going to write me and be like, my life's falling apart and I'm a bad mother and I'm a bad coach and I'm this and that, I'm going to rewrite that story for her the right way, the way that I see her, the way that you all see her, the way that social media sees her. And the more that you do that for yourself, like, it just becomes easier. Like, I mean, guys, there's some days where I'm like, I'm such a fake, like, I still need to lose all this weight and I hate exercise and I was awful today and I don't look like any of my pictures on social media. And then I'm like, Kimberly, that's you. You took a picture of yourself. Like, you didn't do anything to it. Like, that's who you are. Yeah. You just happen to not wear makeup, like, every day except for the days you take pictures. Like,
I literally said that to my husband. I was like, I can't wait until I look like this. He goes, that's a picture of you, right?
Yes. I mean, we're so hard on ourselves. We're so freaking beautiful. Like, so what that we take pictures of ourselves when we like look good? We should. Like, we should. Like, I got a shower. Let me take a picture of myself. It's a good time.
Yep. Yeah. And I love it. I mean, but I love how you said, like, watching your words, like, what, like, don't, like, one thing you taught me, I catch myself all the time. Instead of saying I'm struggling, I'll say I'm challenged. Instead of saying forever, I was saying I'm in a rut. Now I'm saying I'm in a season of this. Like, I identify, like, because like, even lately, like, you said something tonight that was literally a truth bomb for me when it says, like, can I do this? I've caught myself saying to my husband, like, can I really do this? And he's like, you've been doing this. Like, what do you mean, can you do this? Like, you are doing this. And I'm like, oh, but I think the other thing I just say is, don't be ashamed if you slip into these things. That's why you need a tribe. Like, and so I'm so glad you came. Like, I feel like we have our little pods, whether you're a challenger, coach, or random friend on Facebook that hopped on tonight or listened, like, she's my sister from another tribe. We're all in the same tribe. We reach out, like, and that's what I love. And I think that's why when I get around people in these events, I'm always like, thank you for just like, my gratitude for what I've been able to feel is what overflows to want more people to experience this. And
that's that service. That's where I was saying, and I messed it up the way I said it. I apologize, but stop looking for like that success number, like that paycheck or that scale number or whatever it is, and start looking for like how I can serve someone else. And it doesn't happen overnight, guys. You might be the furthest from that. Like, it took me years of getting to that point. But now that's what I wake up and say. I'm like, who can I help start today? Do I help 30 people start? No, that would be great if every day of every month I help someone start. But that's still what I ask every day. I'm like, who can I help? Like, who can I follow back up with? Who can I reach out with? Who can I reach out with that was with me 6 months ago and isn't today? That doesn't mean they have to buy anything. That doesn't mean they have to get a challenge back or ultimate portion fix or anything like that. I just want to know where they are. Like, it'll come full circle in how you feel about yourself. I promise you.
Yeah. I mean, and that was what was so funny when she texted me and she was like, I had this random thought about opening up this call to challengers. And I'm like, I'm so glad you said it, because I had the same thought, but in my monkey brain, like, I lost it. So, like, I lost the thought before I messaged her. I was like, yes, I was thinking the same thing. Cause there's just so much good overflow,
Mm-hmm.
So if y'all don't have any questions, I do usually close this out in a little prayer, if that's cool. I don't want to, I'll roll a little holy for a minute.
Good. You roll, girl. It's your fault.
That was one thing too for y'all, like being able to be comfortable sharing, like, that's been another growth thing. So look out for, opportunities to grow into who you are. Like you said at the beginning, you haven't even grown into who you already are that person. It's just peeling off those layers to get to know who you are. I am so grateful you came. Thank you for your time.
Well, thank you for having me.
This was
Love
so
you guys.
awesome. Thank you everyone for hopping on. So let's pray real quick. Heavenly Father, you're such a good Father, and I am so grateful. I'm so grateful for Kimberly being here tonight, Lord. I'm so thankful for her friendship and the way you connected us, God, all the way back on that cruise ship, the journeys that we've been on together, the way that she has helped and inspired me and spoken life into me. And I'm just grateful for her message tonight, God. And I just pray that you would, for everyone here and for everyone listening, that the seeds that were planted in us, that you would just water them, Lord, that we would water them in each other, that we would be a vessel that speaks life into each other, life into those that we're around, to have that service mindset, to have that belief, to know that we are fearfully, wonderfully made and loved right now, and we can be a work in progress, and at the same time we already are your masterpiece. And I'm just so grateful, God, for this family and this community, and I ask that you bless us and carry us through as we continue to serve others, and just give so much thanks in your most holy name. Amen. All right, girl. Well, thank you guys for being here. Y'all have an amazing night. Take care.
Bye, guys.